Hello everyone and welcome back to our DVC cooking show. My name is Ben Mehlan. We are here in a one-bedroom villa at Old Key West, and tonight I'm going to be making Swedish meatballs. This is a family recipe for me. My family is very Swedish, and this is something that we make a lot around both holidays, any holiday, any excuse, but it's a good one. And this, of course, like all the content we produce, is brought to you by the world of DVC, which is dvcresalemarket.com for any purchases or selling you're looking to do. dvcrentalstore.com if you'd like to rent points or rent your points out. And of course, monerafinancial.com, who is going to make it very easy for you to finance that DVC contract. So thanks to them, of course, and let's get going in here. So the first thing you'll want to do is get your breadcrumb mixture together. That'll be your breadcrumbs, your salt, pepper, nutmeg, allspice, and a bit of milk. Get that all mixed in together and let it soak. I ended up going on a little bit on the lower end, so you may need to add more to be sure it's hydrated enough. And while that is soaking, you will chop up your onion and get your onions caramelized. You don't have to chop them finely enough to get them into the meatballs. We didn't. You're on vacation, so it's totally fine. That's just going to get your gravy started for later. And then come back over to your meat, get your pork and your beef mixed together. Go all beef if you want to. And you're going to use 2 egg yolks, not the whites. You want to separate those out because egg whites can actually make your meat rubbery, or it can dry out your meatballs. So separate those, get that all mixed together, and mix it with your breadcrumbs. A really good way to get your meatballs onto the pan easily, or actually to oil up your hands. If that meat already felt gross, this is going to feel really weird, but it's going to help you get your work done quickly and without too much fuss. Get your meat all lined up on your pan, and it'll go into your preheated oven at 400 for around 20 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, and you're good to go. While that's in the oven, you can get your gravy going. You'll start with what you probably know as a roux, butter and flour, and then you'll add your cream, you'll add your beef broth and your other ingredients. If you want a little bit of a richer gravy, take a little bit of the broth out and add a little bit more cream, however you like to do it. And once that's ready, your meat should be ready and you're ready to pour that on and make your dish. We, at my house, or wherever we are, typically have our Swedish meatballs with some type of egg noodles. You can go mashed potatoes, you can go any kind of potatoes. We've just got the meatballs here, but this is your entree to do with as you wish, and it's going to get the whole place smelling really good, and everyone's going to be really happy. And so that's the whole process, and we will go and check out what the team thinks of it.
All right, so I am about to finish my 6th Swedish meatball right now. This is my favorite thing we've tried so far that Ben has made. This is insane. There was one thing he was wrong about though, and that's when he said the onions were an option. They're not. We didn't do it in this for the sake of time, but we did have our onions off to the side because we used that to start the gravy. Put some of those on top of the Swedish meatball, or in the case of cooking with it, having it inside. Those onions with those Swedish meatballs, it was like it was the most delicious flavor combination. It was so good. Put the onions on. Take the time, put the onions on.
So these were really delicious. I mean, really delicious. I didn't even try it with the onions that everybody's going nuts over, but what I would do is, just if you can, get a little bit of fettuccine noodles with the gravy with this. It's a complete meal then. I only had 2. I'm going to go up for 2 more, but a little bit of fettuccine noodles. It doesn't taste like anything that's come out of a kitchen that I know. It tastes like something that's come out of a restaurant somewhere.
Yeah, so that will do it for the Swedish meatballs. Everyone's happy, so I'm thrilled. One of the things that I've really leaned in more towards recently, for me and my family, Swedish meatballs is like a stovetop thing. But putting it in the oven, more of that focus in here, again, on actually being able to spend time with everyone, I put them in there and I can chill. And that's kind of what we're after with a lot of this stuff. So you'll see a lot of recipes where maybe I would normally do it a certain way, but I've put it in the oven instead. A lot of our recipes are geared not just towards what we have available to us, but things that can be made, even if it takes a little longer, in ways where you're not standing in the kitchen all the time doing all this work. So And this kitchen is a pretty nice setup. I really like this whole room. Behind the camera is the living room, the TV, the couches and everything. So as I'm getting everything ready, I can see all of that. I feel like I'm with everyone even when I'm doing a bit of work. And you can see that room tour. The link is going to be in the description down below. So feel free to scroll down and click that and you'll see what this whole place looks like. This is my first time in here and I love this and I want to come back. And we probably will find a way. But that is going to do it for this one. So thank you again and we will see you next time.